the HomeTech Podcast for Friday, May 9th from Sarasota, Florida. I'm Seth Johnson.
From Reynoldsburg, Ohio, I'm TJ Huddleston.
And from Pickering, Ontario, I'm Gavin Campbell.
And welcome to the HomeTech Podcast, a podcast all about home technology, home automation, home assistant meetups. Yay!
Woo-hoo!
That's going on.
And the question that everybody's really asking, is it May 9th when I'm listening to this?
Well, it could be. I'm sorry. It's been busy.
Will this episode get out before the meetups?
You know?
We'll get out before the last podcast episode.
No. I'm only going to go in order. Think about that.
We are the top 4 podcasts.
Oh, yeah, according to the dead podcast ratings or whatever.
You know what? It's the only time I appreciate spam is when they're putting me in the top 5 of certain lists.
Yeah.
You know, like those are the spam. I click not spam and Gmail on.
Oh, I emailed that person back and I said, all the other podcasts are dead. I don't know why you're telling us this.
I don't trust your evaluation, so no thanks for whatever you're selling. So
top 10 podcasts. 6 of them are dead, but you're doing a good job.
Well, podcasts aside, home assistant meetups are happening. We talked about it last week, which you probably haven't heard of yet because I haven't released the episode, or maybe I have. Who knows? Home assistant meetups are happening. TJ's hosting one. TJ, what's going on? What are you guys doing? You doing some fun stuff?
So right now, I'm still planning on everything. I actually got in trouble. So I contacted several companies. I contacted Agnes from Zeus, and I was like, "Hey, Agnes, I'm working on this segment here. Some products that work with Home Assistant. I want to showcase some stuff." And, she was very gracious and sent me some Z-Wave long range stuff. They want to advertise that. And that's a relatively new thing for a lot of people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Z-Wave long range has not been out that long. And I would imagine most people have no idea what it is. And so they're sending me some brochures and some products that I can actually showcase to people. That's great. Apollo Automation is also either sending us stuff or they're going to actually come and talk to us.
Woo!
Whatever they want to talk about. And so I put on the little Luma invite thing and I was like, hey, we're sponsored by, Zeus and Apollo Automation, because I want to make sure that people know about these companies as well. And the Home Assistant actually reached out to me and they're like, hey, you can't say you're sponsored. And I was like, oh, what can I say? And they're like, well, you could say that they helped you. And so I can't say that you guys are sponsoring anything, but you're helping us with the meetup.
Helping out.
I appreciate that.
In a financial kind of way that may help actually. Yeah, so that'll be great.
Yeah, you're helping out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was fine because I said this local event, is sponsored by such and such. And that is, I guess that's not the case. I don't know if anybody actually knows, though, because if you know anything about laws and nonprofits, it's kind of it's hearsay in a lot of way.
Yeah, well,
you read the laws as much as you want, but you really don't know what the laws are until you get in trouble. So
yeah,
I think that they're like a foundation thing. So and I don't think it's even a US based one, right? They're not even based in the US. They probably have way different laws than we do. So
like Switzerland or Finland, one of those countries I've ever been to. But yeah, I got that going on. I haven't figured out what we're doing yet. I'm reaching out to companies. So this is kind of my process, right?
Wait. So you're going to do more than just drink beer at the brewery you're having the Home Assistant meetup at, right? Maybe?
I don't know. It depends how many. Yeah, so
we show up virtually, let's hold a team meeting,
Yeah, we should get those little robot things, like an Amazon Astra. We can put you guys on an Astra. That way you can just roam around. So I think what my process is right now is that I want to showcase some good products that work well with Home Assistant, either via the Works with Home Assistant official badge, or just Z-Wave and Zigbee products and stuff like that. So right now I'm reaching out to some companies that I've personally used and that I enjoy, and to see what they'll send me. Because that's a good segment, because people can physically touch these products and see what they're like. And maybe I'll even set up an instance with these products. And that way people can actually see how they operate and what is available to them and everything.
You're doing too much work.
It is a lot of work.
He's going to have some trifold things, like hypothesis, conclusion.
PowerPoint presentation, probably.
Before the show, we were all talking. And I think it was Gavin that brought it up, the hardware swap.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to...
I didn't bring that up. I just said I'm bringing a bunch of crap that I don't want anymore. And then you called it a hardware swap, right?
Exactly. You spice things up. This is marketing.
So there you go. The hardware swap. Yeah.
I think a hardware swap is going to be cool. So if you have some old devices that preferably still work, or some stuff that you're not using, or
I'm out.
Bring it to the meetup and trade it with people. I don't care. And we do this in the Slack channel once in a while. I have devices that I'm just like, I'm not going to use this, pay for shipping, and you can have it. So I'm still figuring out what exactly a Home Assistant Community Day meetup is, because I don't think anybody else really knows either.
No, I don't think Home Assistant knows either.
It's the first time. I don't know if they really know what they wanted to do at these events.
They're just like, let's have some fun and see what happens. Yeah.
And I think everybody will celebrate it differently. I think everybody's going to have their own thing to do. Some people may want to go and actually have somebody to talk to.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, at the Toronto meetup, I encourage that. If you don't have to be a pro at Home Assistant. If you just want to come and talk, you know, you have something you want to do, you know, come and meet up. I mean, well, I don't drink beer, but I mean, you know, you can buy me a pop or something and we'll talk.
Yeah.
I think that's ultimately what it is, right? It's kind of like a Home Assistant networking event. Because it's like, you know, who else is in my area that likes Home Assistant?
Do you have to even like Home Assistant to go to drink beer at your Home Assistant event? Like, I mean, just asking. Like, what? Like,
well, not mine, because we're getting a partial reservation. You can just come join us by accident.
Yeah. It's like, what if you're just Home Assistant curious and like you just want to like, what is this Home Assistant thing all about? Maybe I should go.
We accept all. We won't turn you away at the door. It's not like somebody's at the door going, "Hey, show me your Home Assistant dashboard." Before
they wouldn't let me in. I don't think.
No, you get banned for good reason.
Well, yeah. Well, we talked about it earlier. I've got a bunch of stuff I need to send TJ anyway, so we can and Gavin. All right, yeah.
I want to have a giveaway. You know, I reached out to the Toronto organizer guy. I'm waiting to hear back from him, but if he gets back to me, I don't know what he has planned. But I'll say, hey, hopefully I'll bring something I can give away. Get a little device swap. I have a whole bunch of sensors in a box here, you know, and the wife keeps looking at that box going, can we just toss it? And I'm like, no, I will need it one day. And this is the day when I'll take it there, give away a bunch of stuff, and people will give me a bunch of stuff, and I'll come back with a box full of other stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, like I have some Akara and like 2 years I'm never going to use because I think it's junk.
Oh, well.
But maybe somebody else doesn't think it's junk.
Yeah, maybe somebody else has. You know, the Akara stuff I think is junk unless you pair it with their hub. So, you know, like maybe somebody has one of their hubs and they just want a bunch of little sensors. I'll be like, here, take them. You know, you got to buy your own batteries, though. I mean, no, I'm not giving you the batteries.
Oh, yeah, the batteries are expensive. Yeah, to be fair, all the Akara things I think are junk are stuff I bought off like AliExpress. So I'm going to blame myself for that because whenever the Akara has sent me stuff, it's been pretty decent.
Yeah, I mean, I've got some, so I'll send these up to you, TJ, because you probably need them. You probably don't have them. I got some 12-volt wall wart power supplies. I got some 5-volt ones, too. May come in handy.
What? No, I don't want that junk.
No,
like don't send us your garbage.
What am I, a waste facility? This is what I was worried about. So that's
TJ, I'm gonna send you my old electrical panel.
A lot of like junk electronics he's gonna end up putting in this box. And like occasionally I do it to him, but he doesn't have to do it to me. So.
I have some old network cables here. You know,
I don't need this one anymore. Here's a random piece of Velcro I can send to you.
Yeah, some random Velcro ties. I have some 14.3 cable, 2 feet. Here you go.
A loose zip tie.
This is a network end that you can use on a PoE.
Yeah.
But if there's anything I have to bank on, it's the fact that Seth never does anything to send me packages. So I'm never going to get this package anyway. So.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens. You may be surprised, TJ. You may be surprised.
I'm holding my breath.
Right.
You know, I just want something to give away, Seth.
All right.
You have a nice little suggestion.
I got a month.
Yeah, at least mine's cheap. How much is it to ship stuff to Canada? It's so much.
I don't know. It's got tariffs and duties and stuff now.
We have an underground shipping railroad starting up now.
No,
so.
I bet. Actually, we need one for America.
Yeah.
Well, actually, yeah. Getting stuff into your country should be expensive, but getting it out of your country should be as expensive. You know. I don't know. I don't think like the tariffs are going into your country, but coming to Canada.
We have tariffs all around now.
I can't keep up to date, and by the time the show airs, it's changed, so I don't know anymore.
Yeah,
I did see you guys were up in America today, though. That was nice.
Oh, our prime minister.
Yeah.
He was just letting Trump know that hey, we're not for sale.
Oh, yeah.
at that price.
At the price, yeah, you got to have the right price.
Like, yeah.
Everybody has a price, Gavin.
Yeah,
we have poutine. We're bringing poutine to the table. What else?
And Trump said, yeah, not yet, maybe not yet.
Yeah.
So we will see.
I'll give you some eggs.
The Underground Egg Network. Yeah.
Oh man.
So yeah, I'm actually excited for this community day. I don't know how many people are gonna be at the Toronto one, but it says 12 are going so far. So that's a nice little group right there for our little, to get a little talk on and stuff. I don't know where it's being held in Toronto yet, but if you're a listener and you're going to the Toronto one, ping me, let me know. You'll be showing up. Like, get a hold of me on Mastodon, through our feedback. You can even give me a shout on the meetup page itself. They have a messaging area you can message me on. Let me know.
Very nice. Very nice. Well, yeah, and I'm still looking through here. There's not a Florida meetup, which is probably good enough, I guess. So what are we going to do? Sit around, just play bingo all day? Like, I don't know.
Send the junk all the way to Ohio.
I'm going to ship all this stuff to Ohio. Ohio's the place to be if you're in America. And if you're in Canada, I think the Toronto meetup's the place to be. Sounds like to me. So check those two out. We'll put links in the show notes for all this stuff. Man, some of these are getting big. Some of them that I expect to be big are not very big. But look at this. Minneapolis, St. Paul's got something like 20 people going to it. That's pretty good.
Brookwood's got 34 plus. Like,
Paulus was on the Home Assistant podcast this week or last week, whenever it was, because they always post like a month after, right? They put a long recording period. He was talking about there was one in Sweden or Finland or something. They had 100 people that were RSVP'd and 80 people on the wait list.
Wow.
I was like, I do not want that anxiety.
Like, come on.
Yeah, 8 people deep wait list.
Rent the stadium. Come on, guys. Don't be cheap. Oh, here you go. Barcelona meetup. Nobody's on there yet, but that's where I would go.
Oh,
yeah, Barcelona would be nice. So, or there's a Manchester, UK one. That would be fun. No people in the area there. Oh, Dresden. Dresden's beautiful too. All right. Prague. I don't know. It's like looking places to escape to over the summer. So we'll see.
The Poland one says sold out.
Oh, it's Ohio. You can escape to Ohio.
Can you really escape to Ohio, or does it just kind of keep you there? Like,
then you can escape out of Ohio.
Yeah, it's getting back from Ohio. Ooh, London. Let's take a trip to London. Well, they got a nice.
We can go to see Owen. He's not in London, but
west, yeah.
That's closer than where we are now. So.
It's a little closer, so yeah.
All right. Well, we'll put a link to the show notes. Check that out. And, if you're listening to the show, go tomorrow, because that's probably when I'll have it edited by. So, what was it? May 24th, right? Somewhere in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, May 24th. So, if it's May 24th and you're not there, then you're missing out. So, go check it out. But we do got a bunch of HomeTech headlines going on, some new products and stuff. What do you guys say we get started?
Let's do
it.
All right. Up first, we've got a water timer from EcoIt. It's going on pre-sale. They've got a 1-inch, 2-inch brass motorized ball, valve, and flow meter. From $100 to $120. It's really good pricing. Yeah, this looks great. It's a little water shutoff thing for sprinklers and that kind of thing. This looks nice. I like it. Who put this in here? What is this about? What do you like about it?
I put this in here, and I'm a fan of the EcoIt products. Keep in mind, this isn't one of those retrofit ones. It doesn't fit over like a.
This is for sprinklers and
this you actually put in line. So you cut the pipe, you put it in line, and it will cut it off. But yeah, I'm a fan of the EcoIt products. They're well built, and the price, that's a pretty good price for what it is.
Yeah, the market is trying to take in, or it's this industrial style. Well, I mean, industrial style, or if you had an irrigation that you wanted to do that needed this, like a zoned irrigation thing, the price isn't that bad, especially from what I've seen for this industrial stuff costs.
Yeah,
this is actually really good.
Exactly. And it probably works with their hub and communicates over long distances using RF. And then you could probably integrate it with Home Assistant. So, yeah, it's up for pre-order.
Honestly, I wish we'd see more of these types of devices. I don't think this would work inside my house. I think my plumbing is 3/4, although it might be 1 inch. Mainly because my situation is a little unique because my water closet, where everything the water heater and the furnace and all that stuff, it's a super small closet. and I can like the plumbing is just awful in there. Like it's a very small amount and everything like that. And so I really cannot add like a shutoff valve because it requires such a large space to actually like clamp onto the pipe and clamp onto the valve and everything like that. And so the only other option that really exists in like the inline space that I'm aware of, there might be more, is the mow and flow, which is like $600. And that one, I think you still need like 6 inches of clearance on each side of the pipe, the intake and outtake or outlet. So I kind of wish I'd see more of these inline devices. They're not as convenient, right? Because it's much easier just to replace like the thing that straps on to the shutoff valve. But in tighter spaces, I think this makes more sense.
The WF-CO2 is not a standalone product, though. It must be paired with at least one compatible gateway or console to enable the smart irrigation functionality. So,
and the gateway's cheap too. Like it's
that's how Eco it works. So
each gateway can connect up to 16 of these things. So yeah, there you go. If you're really into irrigation, or you have, I could see people having a need for this at their house, like because
it's a 1 inch. It's a 1 inch for a 1 inch pipe.
1 inch pipe. Yeah.
I don't think my irrigation's 1 inch. I think 1 inch is coming in probably from the street.
From the street. Yeah.
But they show this for irrigation. What is really cool about this is actually it tells you how much water is actually passing through it, right? Because there's a lot of things you could do with shutting on and shutting off, and that's nice. But like actually telling your usage, that is a good aspect of it.
Yeah,
and that's why the inline is a little better than the strap-on feature.
For a 2 inch pipe. Like I've seen these before, like for 2 inch shutoff valve, automatic shutoff valve, that kind of thing. $118. That's insane.
Yeah,
that's cheap.
And there's the Europe version of it. For our UK listeners, they have the European version. It's just the frequency it communicates on.
Yeah. Even the Zeus Titan has $160 on sale, and that's the one I see recommended probably the most outside of mow and flow.
Check it out. If you need one, you probably know you need one. 1 and 2 inch brass motorized ball valve. There you go, from EcoWit. So check those out. Let's move on here. We've got new products from Unify. We've got next generation PTZ surveillance cameras. Let's see. Well, first, I'm going to go in kind of a reverse order here. They've got they've updated the G5. Now they've got the G6 PTZ. And this is a little baby PTZ camera. I will say, if you think this is a PTZ camera, it's more like a PT camera. It has this one, or at least the G5. This one has a 10x hybrid zoom. So it's got 2 lenses on it, one for telephoto and one for regular old 8 megapixel, whatever, image, wide angle, I guess. The G5, that's like, I think its limitation. This might help a little bit, but not much. Like 10x isn't that much. So not a bad deal. What is this? $399. I think the other one's $299. The G5's $299. That sounds fun. They also have 2 new PTZ cameras coming out. The first one is a $1,200. Woohoo! AI PTZ industrial.
$1,300, Seth. Come on.
Is it 12? Oh, 13 now. $1,299. So there you go. IP66 rated, 22x optical zoom, infrared night vision. It's got all the AI features that you want inside of it. And then they have the AI PTZ precision. I don't know why this is anything, but it's got 31x optical zoom. It's got LiDAR assisted targeting for instant focus. And then it works. It's got all the AI stuff in it too, but basically it's got the bigger zoom. I did not look up what the price was on that one, but these are available starting, I think, in May. And then I buried the lead here, guys. This is the most exciting product I think I've seen in a long time come out of Unify. It's the AI horn speaker. That's right. A speaker that looks like those aging horns you see at the car dealerships announcing service con people need to pick up the phone or whatever in the back. What, for $399, $400? But it's got AI.
AI horn. You heard it here first. Probably not first, but I don't know why this horn needs AI, but it's got PoE, and that's the coolest thing to me.
It's a PoE horn with AI.
It's really bugging me is what's the AI on the horn?
They've turned a $45 speaker into a $300 speaker by adding PoE and AI.
Am I paying for letters?
It supports text-to-speech and pre-recorded messages, so you could say,
"Oh,
hey, get off my lawn," and if somebody gets on your lawn, the speaker will sound like, "Hey, get off my lawn," or something like that, because it's a horn speaker and not anything fancy.
All right, I need that.
Yeah, I kind of want one of these.
Don't poop on my lawn.
It looks interesting. It's got also, yeah. We can't figure out what the AI is, but it's the AI horn. So there you go. Excitement.
I'm here for it.
I think I'm gonna get one.
They also it wasn't announced, Seth, but they released a new door closer this week as well. It's a mechanical door closer. Just in case you need a door closer still.
What's a door closer?
Like those little springy things that shut the door automatically whenever you open it.
Does it have AI?
It doesn't. They could have sold it for 3 times as more if they put AI into it.
Like the thing that's on like the commercial doors, like the thing with the arm at the top that's always broken or whatever.
Yeah.
What?
They settle on now.
Why?
It's only $130. So it's cheaper than the AI speaker.
But
Whatever.
I mean, maybe they'll come up with an AI. Why do they have this? I don't know.
I mean, they sell door strikes as well, so it's not really.
Is it PoE powered?
No. What would you need PoE power for?
I'm just like, why would they this? Why are they selling this? I mean, I can see the AI horn. I don't understand the door closer. I mean, that just doesn't make any sense.
Oh, they sell strikes too, and as somebody who's installed
But that goes along with a lock, right? Like,
well, yeah, but I guess I don't know.
Like a security system, right? And like the magnetic, yeah,
sure.
I mean, normally when you walk into a building and you're installing the security, the access control system, right? And you're putting on the magnetic lock or whatever, the mag lock or the like. Normally, the door closer is already installed by the door company. So I just like maybe they're going to get into doors. I really don't understand that one.
Maybe you got to replace it. Who knows?
Yeah, it's got to be this one. This has got to be the door closer. It integrates right with your Unify. So why are they selling this? I do not get it. How much is a door closer from Home Depot?
Oh, from Home Depot? I don't even know if Home Depot sells. Door closers get very expensive though, depending on how good of one you actually need. They're like $60 to like $300, depending on the quality.
Okay.
It probably just makes it easier for people who are ordering door access stuff to order a
like one stop shop in a way.
But
right?
I'm just saying, there's 4 things than the AI horn. So
well, I guess it comes in multiple colors and finish options. Wait, no, it doesn't do that either.
Yeah, it just comes in one color.
And they have, amazingly, they have the 3D generated version of this thing mounted on a black door. It's a silver enclosure on this thing, so perfect. Nailed it, Ubiquity. Great job. I'm glad we spent so much time on that, and they didn't even announce it. So amazing. All right, well, we've got to continue our streak this week because we're not going to talk about it later. But Sonos is ending its collaboration partnership / whatever with IKEA. The Symfonisk line will be no more. So the lamp, the bookshelf, the picture frame, no more. Current inventory has been phased out globally with no new devices planned. Sonos will continue to support existing Symfonisk products with software updates, ensuring that the compatibility with the horrible app keeps going. I don't know. I'm kind of disappointed in this. I think Sonos should have expanded this type of program, and embedded the Sonos product in more products out there. Like, at least they could have said, this is the standard Sonos Wi-Fi junk or whatever. Put this in your product and we'll load the software on there. You're good to go. Now you got a smart speaker. And IKEA was the only one to ever do it. I was actually in a restaurant and I was listening to music in there. I'm like, it sounds pretty good in here. And you know what? It was the picture frame ones. They looked ugly up on the wall, but they were there making noise. I'm like, yeah, it's not too bad. It sounds pretty good.
I agree. I'm a little upset at this. I thought it was a nice way to get into the Sonos ecosystem without spending the Sonos money, because those things were they were good prices, right? I have a couple of the bookshelf speakers. They were perfect just to put dumb speakers in the certain areas of the house. You just plug them in, you're there. I didn't have to spend $300 on a speaker just to have it in that room. I wish they had expanded it.
Yeah, I think this is kind of a tightening down from Sonos. I think they're going through a change right now because of everything that happened in the past couple of years. And I think they're winding down stuff that doesn't really make them money at this point. And I didn't really see the IKEA lineup as something that made them money. And when you heard people talking about it, it was always people who were already fans of Sonos, right? Because they had a Sonos 100 or Aero 100 or Sonos One or whatever it was, and they went out and bought a couple of these IKEA products because they were a little cheaper. But that's the only people I ever heard talking about. I don't think I've ever heard anybody say that they found Sonos through IKEA. And that might not be true, but I've never heard of that myself.
I feel like I need to go get one of those lamps because we talked about those lamps forever, and they've always looked so ugly. I'm like, that's the ugliest lamp I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
I think they got like better options, like shade options or something on it, but
yeah, you can choose the different shades and stuff like that.
yeah,
I love this this photo that they used on The Verge for the speaker. Why is the wall not painted already?
ridiculous.
They just give up. They're just like, well, we don't really need it. We don't know how to do the edges. So
they like glopped it on the right hand side there. It's like significantly darker. They messed it.
Is this
art?
art?
I don't know.
I just don't understand art, I guess.
At least the restaurant I was in had these exact speakers installed in a better way. Like the cable wasn't dangling out the bottom there. And they were up on the wall. So, I mean, they had thought about how to install them and hidden the cable away and made it look nice. And they sounded pretty good. I was kind of impressed.
I like audio and technology in general that blends in. So stuff like this, I was always a fan of. Like the lamps are very ugly, but at least they just look like lamps for the most part. And technology is always good when it blends in. So hopefully we see some stuff like this from Sonos, though, because it would be nice. I doubt it.
Do they have bigger things now in the Savonic series?
There's 3 things last I knew. It was the bookshelf speaker, the
lamp, yeah,
picture frame.
Yeah.
There was only 3 things that ever came out.
Oh, I see what it is. The lamp, you can get a floor stand for the ugly lamp, and it can sit up really high if you wanted to. Which I guess, if you wanted to make a 5-1 surround with it, they would work. But yeah, they've got a lot of different options for this thing. Actually, it looks like there's a couple of different versions of the lamp, the Symphonis lamp. That's interesting. There's the big ugly one, and there's like a little tubular version of it out there. All right, well, let's move on here. Ring is partnering with the RSPB to encourage Gen Z in the UK to use security cameras for birdwatching, offering free 50 stick-up outdoor battery cameras to participants aged 18 to 35. This initiative follows a survey showing that 24% of the Gen Z plan to try birdwatching this spring, with over 60% of Brits already enjoying the birdwatching there. So often using security cameras. Is this like a thing? I mean, I like birds. I like to listen. We have birds fly around our backyard. I didn't know like this was this feels like such an effort. Like, why are they doing this?
Yeah, this is weird, especially for, I mean, in my opinion, a camera that you're going to use to watch birds is kind of useless if it doesn't record continuously.
Right.
Because, first of all, is a bird going to trigger a camera? I guess it is, because Ring is doing this, right? But what am I going to get? Like a 30-second clip of a bird? I feel like I need more than that. But I also don't use the Bird Buddy, like the little feeder thing that has a camera in it either. So I really don't know how they operate.
Well, we're told that blue tits, great tits, magpies, pigeons, and owls often top the footage charts. But Ring and the RSPB are hoping that people keep an eye out for less common guests like song thrushes, greenfinches, and starlings.
Oh, you got me on your selection of birds that attract, so that's pretty good.
I wonder why that tops those particular birds top the footage charts. I don't know.
I need to get into bird watching. I do have a camera aimed directly at our bird feeders. So
I thought you were going to say something else.
No Bluetooth.
Just waiting for it. All right, let's move on here. Are you cool? You're probably not. Amazon's upgraded digital assistant Alexa Plus now serves over 100,000 users, and are you guys one of them? No, we're not.
No.
So I guess during the earnings call, Andy Jassy said, 100,000 people have it. I guess they're saying there's 600 million Amazon Alexa devices in existence, and 100,000 people are now using the fancy old Alexa Plus. So slow rollout. I guess it's coming out. We were asking around the hub. I don't think anybody's admitted to having it. So I don't know who these 100,000 people are. They could seed people who actually like technology and doing stuff. Maybe they're just avoiding the home automation enthusiasts. Probably a good call.
Give it to your grandma.
She'll talk all the time to Alexa Plus.
Yeah, I'm not one of these people. Are these influencers? Is that who's getting it? I don't think it's influencers.
No, but it's...
Do you have it? You're an influencer.
It's only going to people that have the displays at this point, I think, right? Oh. As well. So I honestly think those 90% of those 100,000 people probably don't even know they have it yet. or they
great. Nobody's complained.
Yeah, they heard a prompt about them having it and just said, this thing's getting annoying. I just wanted to set a timer, like.
Well, if you're cool, let us know. You can reach out, feedback at HomeTech.fm. Let us know if you're cool enough to be one of the 100,000 users that is now have Alexa Plus in your house. We're curious.
I'm just curious what's with the slow rollout though. Like they announced this like a number of months ago, and now only 100,000. Like, how many millions of people do they have to get to at this point?
I mean, they probably just want to make sure they don't tell anybody to like microwave their puppy to dry it off or something. It wasn't like Google telling people to like put like glue on their pizza or something like initially. I mean, honestly, that's probably why.
That's too good. Well,
AI isn't there.
Yeah,
yet,
I was thinking on the Amazon side, so maybe they figured out Alexa Plus is going to cost a ton of money. And they're like, well, maybe we can slow roll this.
Billions.
Yeah. Billions more on Alexa.
Now imagine if we lit money on fire even faster. The CEO was like, wait a minute, why would we do that?
Slow down.
Stop that.
Only 100,000 people for now. Well, like I said, if you're cool enough to have this, please let us know. We're actually curious. How's it working for you? So, did you even notice? Are you still? Is it able to set?
Did you get notified? Yeah. Did it just happen to you?
Can Grandma set a timer? Like, really? Come on. All right. Well, all the links and topics discussed tonight can be found over on our show notes at HomeTech.fm/527. All right. Nothing in the mailbag this week. We probably did, but I didn't look. Whoops. But we do have a pick of the week. And this one comes from actually in my community here on Facebook. Someone posted this and said, what the heck is this? It's in my house. I've never seen this before. And I looked at it. I'm like, oh, it's a wall plate with some holes on it. I've never seen this before. Like, what could this be? And I think, TJ, someone replied and said, oh, that's an old antenna thing, like an old antenna jack. That's what they go for. I was like, oh, that sounds right. I did actually Google search that, what's an old antenna jack from the 1950s look like? And something similar to this came back as the answer. So I was like, oh, TJ got it right. Done. And then friend of the show, Robert Spivak, writes in and says, no. This is an old telephone jack from like the 50s and 60s, which checks out. That's when these homes were all built. And here's an adapter on Amazon that you can still buy for it. Holy cow, man. Amazing.
Because you definitely need this adapter in 2025.
Just change out the wall, right? Change out the wall jack. But, oh, man. That's really cool. Thanks. I mean, I was impressed that like in the hub there, like someone actually knew and said, oh yeah, here's exactly what it is. Here's the adapter for it if you need to make phone calls using this.
In case you're stuck in a house that's 90 years old and nothing's ever been updated, we got you.
Yeah, Robert wrote in, it's called a residential landline plug, 4-prong, 1 pair, slightly wider spacing to prevent connecting them up the wrong way. It was the standard in-home wiring in the 1960s before RJ11 modular plugs, and the line cord was adopted. So he sent a link over to Amazon for some retrofit hardware. Thanks, Robert. It's just amazing. I was just so impressed. So
I've learned over the years that when I'm in doubt about a connection that's in somebody's house, specifically when it's in a house, it's an antenna. And this time it was not an antenna. I
mean, it's a good bet
because there are so many different like antenna connections over the years. It's ridiculous.
You get a 2-pack for $14.99 if you need 2 of these.
Oh, perfect. If you send me one of these, Seth, I'm going to drive down.
Oh my gosh, we should get. I'm going to get one of these for the Home Assistant meetup. Send it up to you.
Make sure you give me that wall plate though from your neighbor.
Oh yeah, I guess you can't buy the wall plates anymore, but just the adapters.
maybe we can get 10 base T off of it.
Right. Well, anyway, I thought it was interesting. Kind of cool. The homes in the areas always have weird stuff like that because they have not been remodeled in 50, 60 years because the original residents still lived in them. So yeah, as the homes are aging out, new people are moving in, and you're seeing all sorts of stuff like this pop up. Some weird stuff from the 50s and 60s technology wise. It's kind of cool. Anyway, if you have any feedback, questions, comments, picks of the week, it's a great idea for a show, give us a shout. Email address is feedback@HomeTech.fm, or you can visit HomeTech.fm/feedback and fill out the online form. All right, project updates. We have lawnmower talk this week for sure, 100%. But TJ has some updates that he wants to tell us about, including an AI port that we were fighting before the show that may not be working or may be working. We don't know yet. What's the verdict, TJ?
Yeah, I only have one project. It's actually been raining for like 4 days now, so I've literally not been able to do anything. But I last week I had to order some Unify equipment for a job that I'm doing, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and throw me a little AI port in there, and so I can go ahead and get that settled in. And so I got it today. Seth, once again, got it today. Put it into my rack. It's already working. I mean, it doesn't take much. You just got to plug stuff in. But I was fighting it, and it just would not connect to the camera. Like I tried, deleting the camera, rebooting Unify Protect, doing all this stuff, and it wouldn't work. I don't know if downgrading the resolution actually solved the problem. It didn't seem to work initially, but now it's working. I haven't actually got to test it because I got it working right before we started the show. But before it wouldn't even allow me to connect it fully. It would connect to it and it would just stop, but it wouldn't give you any errors or anything like that. So I have not fully tested it yet, but I have high hopes for it because Gavin seems to like his.
Did you reboot it?
Really, that's why I told him to do it first.
I popped it, I twisted it, I rebooted it. I mean, I did everything. I was like, I work in tech. I know a little bit what to do. But it wouldn't even connect to my G5 bullet initially. I have a G4 bullet. So I think it's just something wonky with the AI port, unfortunately.
They're good little devices. They do have growing pains. I see people complaining in the forums and stuff like that, but they're improving it along the way. I really like mine. I added them to my cameras on the front of my house, and ever since I added them, the person detection has been flawless. Mm-hmm. Right. Whereas with other devices, it would detect things in the driveway based on reflections or things like that. This really has been good.
Yeah, I'm excited. I set up a couple different zones. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with those yet. I set up a zone for the driveway. I set up a zone for the sidewalk and the porch and the yard. So I'm going to, I guess I didn't ask, but I assume it is. Is this compatible with Home Assistant, Gavin? Can I bring these zones and actions into Home Assistant?
Yeah, you can bring the zones, I believe. The zones, I'm not sure, but you can set up your, you have people, animals, things like that. So the zone will only trigger and then turn on a person detected, right? You don't really need the zone in Home Assistant. You just need to know if there's someone detected based on your configuration in your area. And the zones are kind of cool because they even have features like line crossing and stuff. So you can catch, cars that are coming but not going, etc. Things like that, right? So it's really cool. And yes, the Home Assistant integration is really good with Unify Protect.
Yeah. So I know that works normally. I have the G4 Doorbell Pro PoE, and I'm able to get that into Home Assistant. So I assume the AI port was no different.
Same thing. AI port just adds the features to on-VIF cameras, and I think it adds extra features to some of their older cameras as well.
Correct. Yeah, and what's nice right now, hopefully we get more on-VIF camera support, but right now you can do 2 Ubiquiti cameras, or you can do 1 on-VIF camera with it. They just added the second Unify camera support recently.
The face detection has been gotten really good since they first released it. At first, it was either not detecting the faces or it was taking too long. But lately, I noticed it now does face detection. It's pretty fast, and it's gotten a lot more accurate.
Nice. I still don't have one of these. I don't know. Until my cameras work a little bit better with the Unify Protect, and it's
Did you put it on your driveway camera, TJ?
I put it in my front yard camera. My driveway camera is the panorama camera, which crashed it last time.
Oh, okay.
So I don't think it's going to work still. I have not attempted it, though.
Yeah, my driveway camera, it surprised me how it was picking up the license plate from pictures that I can't even read the license plate on. Mm-hmm. So it's been pretty impressive.
I mean, nobody comes on my driveway. We don't have people over, so it'll only be detected my license plate.
That's funny.
We don't have people over. Come on. But yeah, that's all the projects I have. I was going to talk about Home Assistant Community today, but we kind of already talked about that. So if you're in the Columbus region, maybe you're in Ohio somewhere. I don't think any other Ohio Home Assistant Community Day meetups are happening right now. If you're anywhere in Ohio, you should come to Home Assistant Community Day. And it'll be at our brewery too. So If you don't like me, maybe you like the beer.
There you go. If you don't like Home Assistant, maybe you like the beer. Or, if you don't know about Home Assistant and it's a Home Assistant, maybe the community is awesome.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the case. So
and maybe you'll get some free devices out of it too at the hardware.
You might. Even some stickers might show up. I don't know. Stickers might be there. Yeah. All right. Cool, man. Well, yeah, go to that. Be cool. I have a couple of projects that I've done. I got the like I talked about last week. I got the Nemuo, the X3, the big boy. I'm calling it Big Bertha now because Big Bertha goes. I mean, I can't describe to you guys. Like it's probably like 1.5 times the size of the iSeries. It's large. It's heavy. Like the iSeries, you can pick up and walk. Like this thing, I probably should lift it with 2 hands, like on the handle. The handle's big enough where you just like pick it up like this, It's wide. It's a wide one. And the goal for me was to like see if it could mow the little like slope in the backyard. And I think after tinkering with some settings and going out and helping it with a weed whacker to knock down some of the taller stuff so it could actually mow, I think I probably got it actually figured out and working. So there's a couple of settings that I was able to change. One is Gavin and I were talking about before the show, mowing direction. You can actually set the mowing direction per zone. And so I kind of set it up to where it's not trying to like go up and down the hill like directly. It's just going to go like at an angle or straight across or something like that. Not just like straight up the hill, straight into like tall grass and that kind of stuff. Like, don't do that. I think it's working a lot better. I noticed that it was able to get like a massive amount of stuff mowed today, and it actually right before we got on the show it got stuck, so I gotta go and unstick it after the show. But it's probably stuck on some kind of weird grass thing. Right now Florida's in a severe drought, which is kind of fun, and at least where I am, I think we're like 13 inches down for the year on rain, so everything's brown, not growing very fast. But if we have any water that hits the ground, I think over the weekend it's supposed to rain again. That's going to turn everything green and stuff will start growing again. So we'll see. Gavin, I think you were doing this too. Paperless NGX with paperless AI.
Yes.
Yep. I had that hooked up for a while, and I switched the model from what's the standard one that everybody uses? Llama or whatever. I don't know. I switched the model.
Oh, Llama?
Yeah. I switched it from a Llama to the Microsoft one. And now I can't remember the name of it. It's some really dumb name. But it seems to actually work fairly well. And it started classifying things a little bit better. I should probably look that up while we're talking about it.
Microsoft uses the models from ChatGPT, but I think they have their own. Can't remember.
Phi something. PHI, I think, something like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Why'd you change them?
I don't know. I was reading on the Reddits there, and people were saying that it worked for them, and the one I was using wasn't working very well. So I switched over to this, and it seemed to work a little bit better. Even after initially classifying everything in German words, don't know why I did that. I went into the little prompt and said, only classify things in English, and then everything was fixed. So no idea what happened there. But one of the things I added onto this, and I think, Gavin, you said you had something like this. I added a document scanner to this thing. The Brother ADS 4300N, and N stands for not Wi-Fi. And so it's a hardwired scanner. I have a little document into the thing, press a button on it. It uploads it to the, what is it called? The consume directory there for paperless. And it sits in there, and like every 60 seconds or so, paperless is like, what's in here? And it'll suck it in and classify it and everything. So something comes in, I put on the little thing, hit the button, it goes through. I ignore the tray where all the other papers are stacked up for a little while. And when I walk by again, I'll pick those up and throw them in the shred pile or wherever they need to go. And that makes it so much easier than trying to scan stuff with your phone.
Yes.
Like, just scan everything at once. Scans both sides, super fast. I can put a whole document on there and just sucks it all in. And I don't have to worry about straightening out the pages or the colors or anything like that. No, it's a professional dang scanner doing its professional dang job. And I like the fact that it was hardwired. I think I can do Wi-Fi on it, but
I use my printer scanner. It's the same concept. I have a Docker running on my server, and it scans it straight to that Docker. The Docker then creates the PDF out of it, throws it into consume folder, and then it's an automated process end to end.
Yeah, and as long as it goes in there, at least I know in theory, I haven't
I
lost
can
it.
find it somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, I can go back and look. Exactly. That's my idea. Because otherwise, I was able to just I had a bunch of stuff on my desk. I'm like, I don't know what it is. Like bills. Did I pay these bills? I have no idea. I'm just going to scan them. And if they write in angry, I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't pay that one. There it is. So I can print it. I can go back and pay it. But I was able to just take a bunch of stuff off my desk. And it felt really nice. Now I'm looking at it again. There's a bunch of stuff back on my desk, which kind of defeated the purpose. But anyway, and then I was working on a big dock today. And this dock is out on the water, and it's just a big long dock is what it is. And I'm putting some cameras out on it, and I met the electricians out there today, and we walked out where the conduit's all going to go. I got it all laid out. I'm gonna have a fun little box that I'm gonna put on this dock. It's gonna be for a Shelly, what is it, Pro 3? I think I'm gonna put in there, a PoE switch, and just I guess that's it, really. Maybe a little surge protector inside there, maybe a little bit of a breaker or something. I'm gonna get creative, because with the Pro 3 you get to do some DIN rail stuff, and I love DIN rail stuff. So I'm gonna hook all that up and plug it inside this box on the dock there. So, and if you talk about a big dock to people, don't use text to speech, because Siri will mess that up.
What does it say? Big duck?
Yeah, something like that.
I know you were asking about motion sensor for your big dock. Did you happen to find a solution?
Not really. I think I'm just gonna let it be. They're gonna have some motion sensing lights out there too that are gonna turn on and off. I figure, we talked about using the cameras. I don't trust the cameras to actually pick up actual motion on water. It's just too much most of the time for the cameras. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I'm going to use the Unify G5s. We got 3 or 4 of those going in out there, and maybe a fixed camera here or there. I'm not sure. And, there's going to be conduit. So if I need to get from point A to point B, hopefully I can run using that conduit and hook up another camera or something like that. So we'll see.
Do you care if somebody's in the water by the boat, or you just care about them being on the dock?
Yes. So, there's probably a 40-foot boat that's going to go in this dock. And, the neighbors just had the lower units stolen, off their boat. So there is a concern that, there's some thievery, robbery or something. I don't know. The last one he told me was stolen. And then the Coast Guard called him and said, yeah, they found it running drugs between Cuba and Florida or something like that. So yeah, it's just all of a sudden it's gone one morning, and then they're like, yeah, he was running cocaine. So, yeah, there's one, I think there's going to be 2 large boats there, and then some jet skis or something. So we're just going to keep an eye on them.
I would say the Unify would be good for that, but I don't know if Unify can detect boats. Is that in their models?
That's actually a good question. Does that classify as a vehicle?
Yeah, that's what I'm not sure about.
Yeah, I'm hoping it can identify people and can track them, or at least be alerted to the people in the area. And if they get on the dock, then yes, of course, we want to be able to track them. And
I wonder if anyone's listening that has one of these cameras on a dock monitoring boats in the water. Does it work?
Send us pictures of your big dock camera.
Yeah.
Gavin, what you been up to?
Well, this week was so again, lawnmower. I finally got my Segway Navimo set up. So I have the I-Series one, right? Which is the smaller one to your X series.
Little baby.
Yeah, it's a baby, but still nice size. It still does.
It's a nice size. Yeah. It was bigger. It's bigger than Clippy was. I mean, I'll say that. The I-Series is bigger than Clippy. Clippy was a little bit smaller.
Yeah, it still handles up to 5,000 square feet, I believe, right? Mm-hmm. So it's a nice sized one. I'll just be honest. This thing, I'm happy. It was really easy to set up. You just took it out of the box, and it was a couple screws maybe, and it was all ready to go, set up. The hardest part was finding, I guess, the location, where to put the antenna, where to put the dock. It's a little picky about that stuff because it wants to get a view of the sky, so you can't put it up against the house or anything like that. And my yard is a weird shape, where the power is located to where the antenna has to go. It was very, it took me a while to find the right spot. I had to get some long extension cables, run them through gardens, stuff like that. But it's now set up. it's running. I'm really liking it. It's got all the standard features. It has night mowing, map management, mowing schedules. The map management has a whole ton of features in it. I mean, the app, it has a bit of a learning curve. Every time I go into the app, I kind of learn something new on the map management or something like that. Like today, you were telling me you can set the direction you can mow in, right? Like I didn't even realize that, right? But that's apparently when you're editing your map, you could set it.
And you were drawing on things. I didn't even know you could do that. Like you can set up a drawing.
Yeah.
Like, you can write words in your yard. And I'm like, I didn't know that.
That was actually one cool thing I found. I think it's called Google or not Doodle. You can doodle on your lawn. So basically you can use, you can put words on your lawn and it will go and mow out the word, or you can make it do an image on your lawn, for special events, like. I found that really cool. I'm going to mess with my neighbors and draw some stuff on the little hill, and see what kind of reaction. But all my neighbors been looking at this lawnmower and they were just like, I guess I'm the first one to have one in the neighborhood. A lot of them didn't even know it existed, but they're so amazed. And the first thing out of their mouth is, what if it gets stolen? That's the high concern in our neighborhood. I said, it's got a lot of anti-theft. So you set it up. If it gets lifted, the alarm goes off. Things get disabled. Things get locked down. It has geofence alarm. So if it goes outside of a certain boundary, it will lock itself down. It will set off an alarm. It has a Find My Mower feature. I guess if you have a big yard and it gets lost out there, you can.
I think as if somebody steals it, you can find your mower too.
And we also got the 4G module. So it uses the cell towers to communicate. So when there's no Wi-Fi, you can still talk. Back to the main hubs and stuff like that, right? So it's pretty much, if it gets stolen, it's considered useless. Yes, you may not get it back. They may dump it on the side of the road or something like that, but at least you'll call the company. And I believe Navimo will honor, I think they said they will replace it if, you may need a police report or something like that, right? But it's good to know all those anti-theft stuff. It's got a bunch of tools for analyzing like your satellite signals and stuff like that, which really helps. The one thing I haven't tested yet is like, because of where the antenna and stuff is located, it's kind of got to go around the corner of my house to get some of the lawn. And apparently people say it works fine. It has like, I think from the base station to the mower, it uses RF signals and it can reach that far. So they were like, you should have no problems with that. So I will be setting up the front yard, probably sometime this week to start mowing the front as well. And I'll see how that goes. But, it's got a lot of features. I'm still learning. You can set up a zone where you have to carry the mower to that zone, because say it's in a weird position, you can carry the mower there and then it will mow that zone and let you know when it's done and you pick it up and take it back to its space, or you could set the path that it's allowed to, what do they call it? Channels, where it's allowed to go through to get to where it has to mow. Like, for example, the mower is in the back corner of my yard, but it's got to pass by the pool to get to the lawn. Right. So the channel goes along the edge of the fence away from the pool. And that's the only area it can travel. So it doesn't go in the pool, but knowing one day it'll probably end up in that pool.
I'm going to take a shortcut.
Yeah. Who knows?
Forget this.
It's going to try and think for itself and probably end up in that pool, but I'm prepared for that. So it's got some very cool features. It does not integrate with Home Assistant. There are some wacky ways people have done it by creating sensors that are basically just asking Google commands and getting the feedback and updating those sensors. Very hacky. I wouldn't even bother with it.
I mean, we talked to Wayne last time. We were going to try to get him back on the show. I think he was like, yeah, this automation stuff's really cool. We want to do more of it. So I think they're at least committed to doing that. And
I think they've mentioned API coming at some point. There's no confirmed dates or anything like that. But it does have the Amazon and Google integration. Though I know in Google, we were talking before the show, you could probably give it an alias, but with the Amazon one, you can only call it Segway Robot. So you have to go, hey, tell Segway robot to start mowing, and that's the only way you can refer to it. You can't change the name or anything like that.
Yeah.
Right? So that was kind of like, but I mean, it is what it is. It works. I'm pretty happy. And I know before the show you mentioned like 3D printing upgrades, and you got me,
yeah,
you got me going on printable.
So, I got the before they sent this. I've had this for a while. I guess I should say I haven't had, but I mean, like, yeah. But the I series, I was like, I wonder if it could have more blades on it because it has 3 blades on it. Yeah. And they on Amazon. I say I 3D printed. I just went on Amazon and bought this. That's my 3D printing. But it came in the mail, and it's like a little plate you screw on the bottom.
It gives you 6 blades.
Gives you 6 blades. Yeah. Why not?
Which is awesome. And I was looking on Amazon. It's kind of funny as I ran across this on Amazon too, but someone's selling a sticker pack for your lawnmower with a spoiler, so you get like eyes and a little mouth, and you got a little spoiler for the back of the lawnmower. I was like, oh my God.
That's fun.
Yeah. But yeah, when I was looking on printables, there's printables for replacement wheels that are better, give you more traction. There's so many things people are printing out there. I really like this more. I think it's gonna really help me with the lawn and reduce the amount of work I have to do with this lawn. If I ever were in the market for another mower, I'd probably look at the next one up that you have is like the X3. Is the X series, was it?
Yeah, so it's the X3 is the new one. That one just came out.
And the main reason I'd look at that one is because it has a trimmer attachment you can buy for it.
Right.
And
it's got an accessory dock on the side of it.
Yeah.
I don't know, they may come out with more stuff for it. So,
but the trimmer attachment alone would make it worth it, because then it could get all those edges and everything that
That's what I'm saying.
I know, where with the I series I don't get that, so I still got to go out there afterwards and trim it. I mean, I can't be totally hands off, but that was when I saw that, I was like, man, I want that one, And then you see things like the yard bowl that it could probably like fertilize your lawn and aerate your lawn.
I know, right? It's got a wheelbarrow attachment. It's dragging around your kid.
Yeah, exactly.
That's actually what I could get.
That is actually what I could get. Use the camera to identify and pick up dog food. And
having a robot lawnmower is kind of like having a robot vacuum if you ever had one. I mean, it does the job good enough to where you don't have to do it all the time, but you still have to go and get in the corners, and you still have to go sweep once in a while because it doesn't get everything. And that's what's nice about having a robot lawnmower, though, is that I basically weed whack like once a month.
Yeah.
Maybe twice a month. Just to get around the edges and stuff like that. But that's it. That's all I do.
And even when setting up the yard, I at first I was very picky about it, but then after a while I was like, I'm not going to get close to the edge. I still got to come out here with the weed whacker. So I'll just get as close as I can to the edge. And it mowed all the insides. So, I mean, if I have to spend 20 minutes just going out there with the weed whacker to do the edges, so what?
Yeah.
That reduces the amount of work I've done significantly in the first place. So, yeah, I'm really liking this. I mean, I've only had it for a week, but I swear every day I've mowed my lawn in my backyard at least
I know,
once.
right? You're sitting it out there.
And I've watched it, it's like, it's just like, tell it to go mow now, and you see the thing come off, and you're so amazed. You're like, look, it's mowing.
It's just like just another day at work, and it's cruising off. Yeah. I do like there's a couple of things. Well, first thing I do like about these types of lawnmowers is like they're super quiet, right? So you can set this off at night while everybody's sleeping, and no one.
Oh my God! Like I don't even know how to explain how quiet this thing is. Like it's so quiet that I didn't even realize it was cutting. The only way I could tell it was cutting was I actually saw the blades of grass dropping on the ground. But it's so quiet. I was expecting it to be louder.
Yeah, it's now I guess on the Navimo, on the X3 specifically, and it probably was turned on the I. I just don't remember. It had this like beeping sound that would turn on. It would make this beeping noise when it was spinning up the blade, when it was going to start cutting. And you can go in and turn that off. I either didn't realize or whatever. It came default like that. And I had it mowing the lawn at night. It was kind of like getting stuck back behind my daughter's room. And she came out and she's like, I can't go to sleep with all that beeping out there. And I'm like, what beeping? It's like, oh, it's beeping outside her window. So went and turned that feature off. It's got a bunch of like little lights on it that I guess Gavin, you and I were talking about, you can turn those lights off.
Turn on eco mode. Yep.
Yeah. So that's kind of nice. If you want to do that, I kind of like the little like blue and green light.
It was lighting up my yard. It was way too bright. So having it off is better. And this thing's so quiet that I can leave it going during the day. Like, I would still keep an eye on it. I don't know if I could trust this being out there at night when I'm sleeping. I wouldn't be able to sleep. But during the day, it's fine.
Yeah. I think the other thing that I guess that I learned about the new one, the X3, not only does it have a little connector thing on there as well, it's got variable like mowing height on it, but it's like the I series, it's got like a dial on it, right? And you can just dial in how high you want it to be, and you're good to go. And that's perfect, I think. But like this one has it, if you wanted to change what you wanted, how high you wanted to cut in the zone, up to like 4 inches, you can adjust that in the app on the zone, and it'll just go to that zone and adjust the plate up or down underneath it. I don't know how it works. It's magic, but it does it. So,
and that's good for like in certain areas, you don't want to cut too much off your grass, right? So you could start at 4 inches today.
Yeah. And
then the next time you cut it, go a 1/4 inch and lower it down over time until you get to the height you want. And that just makes it so much easier.
Well, and I think like the idea behind these is that you could send it out every day to like mow something. And it doesn't like, it's not like the same mow as you get from like a big lawnmower, right? It's a little bit a different idea. It's just like over time you find out like, hey, the grass is still kind of short, but I haven't been out there in a while. Like, oh, the edges need to be weed whacked again, but I really haven't had to deal with it. I guess like it's, to me, like it's never these, when I had Clippy up and going, rest in peace Clippy, like he just kept the lawn down, like it just kept parts of it down, and I didn't have to worry about doing all that work. So that's what I find nice about these devices, and they're pretty good. My neighbor does like it too because it doesn't put all the grass clippings in the flower bed.
No, TJ summarized it perfectly. It's like having your robot vacuum, It reduces a lot of the work, but you still have to go out and do a little here and there every now and then.
These people on printables are crazy. They have like a 10 version, 9 blades on this thing. What are they doing?
and even when you look at the wheels on printable that they've done, one guy has like 8 different designs of wheels that you can choose from which one you want. Right. So, yeah, they are like it's modular wheels. You could do the outside a certain way and the inside a certain way. But it's pretty cool. I might have to do some upgrades, mods.
All right. Well, we'll keep you posted on this, and we'll try and get Wayne back on the show soon to chat with him and find out what they're doing over at Navimo. I'm sure since that's owned by Ninebot, so I mean that's a Chinese company. I'm sure he's pretty affected by these crazy tariff things that are going on too. So it'd be interesting to get his perspective and see how they're handling over there. For a what is it, for like a $10, $15, $30 product? Heck, I was looking at the Shelly stuff. I'm like, if the tariffs go up, like who cares if it's like 10% more, right? $7 more for a Shelly device. It's like, okay, no big deal. If one of these goes, like, what do these things run? The I series, what, $1,000, $1,200?
Like $1,000. Yeah, for like the second best one, or the first best one. Sorry.
So like that's going to be a lot more. What, $100 more, potentially more for the device? It might chase people away. I don't know. But we'll find out what they're doing over there about it. I will say this X series, it's large. It's big. If you don't need a giant lawnmower, don't get this one.
Mine gets stuck under my picnic table, so this one would 100% get stuck under.
This thing is so big.
But if you have like rough terrain, this would probably be better for it too, right? Like the X series,
mows higher.
The X series, it mows higher, but it also was able to handle 50% incline, where the I series was 30% incline. Unless you change the wheels, then you get a 35% incline. If you have a hill like that, you might want to consider the X series. But I'm going to be testing the mowing direction, like you said, and maybe I can make it go up my hill, side to side, and that should be able to handle it.
Yeah, give that a try. I ran across, I knew about that feature, so I was going to give that a try. And then there was the other one, like a traction control or something feature.
Yes, traction control.
Yeah, it's like, I think that's a newer feature because it wasn't there on the other. Well, I mean, it's on both of them now. Like it's something you can turn on the I series and the X series. I didn't even know that was a thing. Like it was off on the I series. So when I turned it on the X series, I turned it on the I. Just why not? Because my lawn can be a soupy mess, or it could just be dirt and sand. Who knows? Like right now, it's just dirt and sand.
It looked like dirt when you sent us the picture.
Yeah, everything's dead.
I was like, what are you even cutting over there, Seth?
The weeds.
the
weeds.
The nice part that I really like about this is they're actively developing this, right? So I went and read the changelog for the firmware upgrades, and the amount of stuff they've added in since last year, shows like they put a lot of effort and time and work into it. Even you guys said when you set it up last year to now pulling it out this year, you've seen a number of changes. And that's good to see.
Well, it's one of those things, like you just want to set it and forget it most of the time. Like you do have to go out and change the blades. I will say they have a pretty liberal view on how long these blades are going to last. And I don't know if it's just the Florida grass that we have that's just like it'll cut you if you try and cut it. But I think that it needs a little, like their timer is not. I think it needs to be a lot shorter. Like
I can adjust that in the app too.
Can you adjust the length? Okay, because
yes.
I mean, like I don't know what that means. Like I probably would half whatever it's set to now, I guess, is probably what I do. But like, it was like how many hours or something that it runs. And then it's like, you need to replace, just like your robot vacuum. It's like, oh, you need to change out the filter or whatever, because it's been X amount of hours since it's been used. I really don't know what that means, but I can tell you probably after a week of use, which could be just like 2 or 3 cuttings, those blades are just dull. And I would say it's almost like an every week thing, maybe every 2 week thing where you go out and replace the blades. And that actually does help your battery, keeps your battery going because, it slices through the grass faster or better, more efficiently. It works less, I guess. Or not at all, because the other one I had running for a bit, I'm like, it's not cutting the grass. It's like, it doesn't seem like it's doing anything. It turns out the blades were just dull. So go replace your blades.
Yeah, I replace mine. I think once a year is fine. I really don't
once
know how
a year
you're supposed to replace them.
Oh man, they rust off in here. Like they.
Oh yes, we don't have that problem. You're by the ocean. That does a little some damage to things.
We have a little sharpener guy that comes around every month or so. He'll come driving around, and you just take your lawnmower out front, and he'll stop and he'll sharpen your blades.
Are you going to take this out to him?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm going to take this out and go, here you go, sharpen these blades.
Sharpen my razor blades, please. Yeah.
I need somebody to make some carbide blades for my robot lawnmower. You know how to make the carbide blades for like safety knives and stuff like that, razor knives?
Like Cutco versions? Yeah.
I need some good blades.
Yeah, you can get like replacement blades off Amazon, typically very, very cheap and probably not the greatest quality, but they work for like I said, a week or 2 here, and then I'm replacing them. So they definitely wouldn't last a year. I have not seen that happen. So also you have soft grass up there, TJ. You have to realize.
Yeah,
that's true. My grass hugs when I step on it.
Mine is angry grass. So yeah. It's got to fight every time it goes out there. It's actually stuck right now, so I have to go fix it after the show here. It's getting dark. So anyway, is that it? That's all you got, Gavin?
Yep. So that's my review of the Navimo, and I will be on Home Gadget Geeks again this week.
Oh,
so
you're gonna be on this week?
Well, hold on. When's Seth gonna? Oh no, this show. I was on.
It's a mystery. It's a mystery.
I was on Home Gadget Geeks last week or week before, so go check it out.
Sometimes in May.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was actually gonna mention I'm gonna be on the 29th, so in 3 weeks from now.
Or last week, but you haven't got Seth.
Yeah, who knows? It's the 29th. Whenever the 29th is, whenever you listen to the show, you'll know when that is.
Yeah. So on the 8th of May is when I will be on there. So
going for the quarterly release. Or just do it all at once, like 15 shows. Bam. It's like, it's the back catalog coming out. Fine.
No, you don't need to have any ideas. So.
Yeah. All right. Exactly. I will try and get at least last week's show out soon. And this week's show soon as well. So we'll see. All right. Well, I think that's going to wrap up everything this week. We do want to give a big thank you to everyone who supports the show, but especially those who are able to financially support the show through our Patreon page. If you don't know about the Patreon page, head over to HomeTech.fm/support to learn how you can support HomeTech for as little as $1 a month, just $1. But any pledge over $5 a month gets you a big shout out here on the show. But every pledge gets you a private invite to our private Slack chat, The Hub, where you and other supporters of the show can gather every day in there and look at old wall plates, pictures that I post, and trying to identify them. Mystery wall plates. There you go. I think I can put my big dog pics in there too. So if you want to see my big dog pics, that's where I'll put them. Anyway, yeah. All right. If you want to help out Cancer support financially, totally understand. Appreciate a 5-star review on iTunes or positive rating app in the podcast app of your choice. That's going to wrap up this week in Home Tech. Everybody have a great weekend, and we will see you next week.
Take care.
Till next time.
I think I'm going to buy this horn from Unify.
The AI horn? Yeah, I saw AI horn. What's it AIing?
It's just a Soren. It's a horn that you can tie into Unify Protect.
So what's the AI in it?
What's the AI?
Because don't they call it the AI horn?
Everything's AI, Gavin. What do you mean? It's like when blockchain came out.
It's all gutting. Yeah.
We're putting this on the blockchain.
Okay, so I just scrolled by it and everything moved, and now I can't. Oh, AI horn speakers, security is the AI horn switch automatic with automated voice deterrence and real-time audio interaction. Supports text-to-speech and pre-recorded messages. Enable edge AI-powered commentary. What's the AI part though?
I mean,
it's got technology. That's what's
a horn.
So what does it detect sound and then play something back?
No, it's just a horn, Gavin. Come on.
I'm asking legit questions here, like AI horn speaker, horn. All right, specs. Hardware. It's PoE plus. You have enough PoE?
Yeah, definitely. I got this. Yeah, more than enough PoE. 210 watts going out there.
I need 10 gig on this AI horn.
This is 2.5 gigahertz. Gigabits. Otherwise, 2.5 gigawatts. How much are these things?
$300.
I mean, that sounds pretty good.
I mean, a regular horn is like $50.
But this one supports AI edge powered commentary.
Okay, tell me what the AI does. Like, is it have a zone?
You're on a need to know basis, Gavin, and you don't need to know.
Well,
you're not gonna buy this. What do you care?
Maybe I would just for the hell of it, so I could, piss off my neighbors.
Put it in the garage.
I think it's got some AI capabilities.
To do what though? How? Tell me.
You can mine cryptocurrency.
This horn is $450 Canadian.